Looks like I just bought 7 years bad luck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have one for the ladies, because this episode was all about femme fatale, beauty, and the beast, or at least some
and
kooky
it was
old
about
man.
beauty. It was about beauty.
Well, there was a beast, a beastly woman as well.
He was just some dude with bad teeth.
No, but his wife in the coffin.
She was my voodoo doll that I have upstairs.
She does have that. It's also you with like a really dark tan.
Yeah, if I was raisin-esque.
And that is a very great segue into our episode.
Which is called...
Tell me.
Only Sin Deep instead of Only Skin Deep. Play on words.
For those of you who don't know what we do here, we give reviews after watching the box set. We're going through all the seasons. We're doing them chronologically, of course. But this episode was very familiar to me. It was one of the ones when we first started watching this a couple years ago. I was like, wow, this show's really good. Mm-hmm. It's one of the better episodes.
It is. It's a really cool one. And when we started watching, I'm like, oh yeah, this is something I feel like a relatable concept that it has a moral to the story that actually... coming from a woman, I'm sure you can relate to anyone who like...
I went on YouTube 10 years. Let me tell you, I've seen some crow's feet I didn't have before. I can relate. Yeah,
it has a really good, relatable concept.
What a fantastic, rise. It's got like Pretty Woman aspects to it. It's got some the goosebumps and like all these elements that probably have been copied from it because this was made back in like... pre-90s. What? It was 89? Yeah. So we got some stars in this one as well. I thought it was Elizabeth Shue, but it was Leah Thompson who played Sylvia Vane.
You didn't actually think it was Elizabeth Shue because you at the same time said it's the girl from Back to the Future who is Leah Thompson. Wow. But I wasn't that familiar. All I knew is it wasn't Elizabeth Shue. Anyway, she plays a prostitute.
Tough talking one.
Yeah, this is the one thing that I definitely laughed at in the episode was her voice trying to be tough with that accent. I can't even do it. It's just...
I'm gonna say this once. You touch me again, I'll shoot your tip off.
She shot a man.
It amused me.
She shot a man and screamed at him in a very husky voice.
Yeah.
But it was a good part of the episode to show you how brutal and far from feminine she was. She was a real street hustler who soon enough was able to transform her entire life. And all it took was $10,000.
Yeah. Well, she basically is already, after she holds that guy up with the gun, what he was just talking about. Yes.
Her pimp. Yeah.
She was already like kind of on the run. It was a bad situation. She kind of in a desperate spot and she needed money and she wanders into this pawn shop trying to sell some of her junk, and the guy who works there just happens to give her a proposition. Basically, sell me your face.
Beauty, he called it.
Well, a mold of her face is what she ends up giving to him.
But no, she says, oh, you just need a mold of my face? He goes, no, I need your beauty.
She didn't know what she was getting into, obviously. This weirdo with the bad teeth didn't give her the details. But essentially, he makes a mold of her face.
And we find out that he's using some voodoo to put this mold, or however, they didn't break down exactly how it works. But there was some magic in there to make his wife beautiful.
Witchcraft, because his dead wife, who's been rotting in that room in the back of the pawn shop for what looks like a century.
Looks like 2,000 years.
Yeah. She's like mummified, basically. He's doing this to give her the beauty. So it's some witchcraft. Then he's stealing it from these women and they don't know, but he's paying them for it. They just don't know what they're getting themselves into. So this chick gets paid 10 grand from him. So she thinks, wow, I just gave this guy a mold of my pretty face and now I hit the jackpot. So she goes on a shopping spree, does her whole Pretty Women.
Yeah, so many outfits.
Yeah.
The one she picks, I'm like, that's not that far off of what you were wearing before. She picks like a Catwoman suit. But still, it was enough to get her to get to the party with the limo and hang out with high society. And the clothes really changed how she felt about herself because she wasn't, I don't know, like to me the transformation wasn't that drastic, but I guess the clothes were so high end, she looked the part to enter the party.
Yeah, she wasn't too hussy-esque anymore.
I want to add something here. I'm just looking at the names of the characters. She played Sylvia Vane, great last name. And then the man she meets, last name was, well, first name and last name, Ronnie Price. So they were really like not hiding it here. And that was played by Brett Cullen, who you know from what show?
Lost. He was one of the others.
Mr. Goodwin, sir? Was that his name?
His name was Goodwin.
Goodwin.
Yeah, you're thinking of Mr. Good, sir. That's another show. Anyways, Goodwin.
Oh, I'm thinking of The Terror.
Yeah.
That's another
Goodwin.
show.
He was in Lost, and this man has been in other stuff. He's definitely a familiar face. He was super young in this, obviously, but we know him from that. This chick meets him, and it's his expensive penthouse this party's at. She plays some games to be hard to get with him, which was like a really corny exchange, this part.
Yeah.
Which her behavior. Anyways, like she slaps him and stuff and says, I'm the girl of your dreams, etc., etc. But he's so intrigued. It took him like 2 minutes to get intrigued and leave his other chick.
He's never rolled in the trash with a woman like that before. And all of a sudden we flash forward 4 months later and they're living together and she's really pretty woman in the hot tub and he's giving her jewelry and he's going on a trip, but it looks like he's going to propose to her. Like they're head over heels. And this girl's like, wow, I'm so smart. I figured out life.
Yeah, she so quickly found the rich man of her dreams, but it was all about to come crumbling down when she started spotting her wrinkles.
And man, did these wrinkles escalate quickly?
Yeah, like
this?
4 months.
She went from you to that in a couple days.
Yeah, I'd say that's witchcraft.
Yeah. So, and the guy who sold it to her, of course, she goes back to him, and he had put a 4-month window on the whole transaction, so it all kicked in the day after her receipt expired.
And then his crusty dead wife is looking pretty fresh. She's looking young and human again. So his spell, his witchcraft obviously is working. In no way he's gonna reverse it for this lady.
He's got some necrophilia to take care of back there.
I'm
Clearly.
sure part of the spell is she's gonna come to life. Maybe he just needs one more face.
Oh,
we don't know.
I didn't. That's smart. I didn't look at it that way. I thought she just looked good in the casket, and he was happy with that.
I don't know.
You're probably right. That's also why he didn't want to part with it, because he's like, I'm so close to getting what I want. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But then he says, okay, well, I can do something for you. I just need $100,000 and I'll give you your beauty back.
Right.
So this woman if you thought she was frantic in the beginning, she just turned frantic like times 100. She heads back to her man's bougie apartment where she's staying at.
The ratchet in her comes out again.
And she's hiding her face because at this point she looks like that, like Michael said. She
smashed everything.
She's looking through everything.
Breaks the
robbing
mirrors.
Yeah, just looking for anything she can take, gold to make $100,000. And guess what? He comes back from his trip early.
Ronnie Price is back in the room.
And
not good for him.
Not for long, only like a minute. And then she shoots him up.
She also reveals who she is after she kills her lover.
Don't you recognize me, lover? I'm the girl of your dreams.
Even though she looks nothing like what he began to date.
She kind of is a heartless
She says
bitch.
a little, I hated her at this point. Like, I mean, I care about my own beauty, but first of all, I wouldn't sell it for 10 grand. And I also wouldn't shoot up the guy who's provided my lifestyle. It's extremely rude. But, yeah, she shoots him. He's dead.
So she got $100K worth of stuff. She goes back to the store and
she goes in the store, says, hey, here's the $100K worth of stuff and yada, 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 telling the guy. And he's like, but would you really want your beauty back? Because now she's a murderer. And funnily enough, this local cop that the guy knows comes in with the paper and says, oh, did you see this stupid woman? She was already caught for another crime in the past.
Solicitation.
Yeah, and then the thing with the pimp. So she was already known. Wow. And now they're saying, her prints were on the thing.
That's right. They were going to get her they should have got her for that. That's actually a bit of a hiccup in the episode.
Yeah, I don't remember actually though, but I don't know if she actually killed him. I think it was just like assault or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
No, okay. The cops said they had her for solicitation. They didn't say anything about murdering the first guy because that would make the whole episode fall apart. Because then she would have been not with Prince Charming.
I don't know. Okay.
Well, we'll have to check that in the reruns. But regardless, the cat was out of the bag. She couldn't be hot anymore, right?
Yeah, because her prints were on it. They already knew who she was, and there's a picture of her face on the paper. So she's wanted woman now. So yeah, it wasn't even an option anymore. And I don't even know if that guy could reverse the spell. I feel like he was just...
Yeah, he would have fixed his own teeth if he could do something like that. So then she gets a mold of her face. She bumps into her old Naomi Watts looking friend.
Yeah.
Breaks her molds, and she's just an old bag on the side of the street.
That part was funny. I like that.
Yeah, you actually hated the bitch.
I felt for her, but I mean, she was just a selfish, rude woman.
There was a good lesson there.
Yeah.
And she was way too much of a hoe to be living in that penthouse.
Yeah, I think there was a really good lesson, I think.
Beauty's only skin deep.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how far are you willing to go, really, to preserve your own looks? It's just about vanity.
And also, for all the Ronnie Prices out there, do a background check on your pretty woman out there.
Especially if some girl's way of meeting you and flirting with you is slapping you in the face at your own party.
All right, guys, so we're wrapping up this episode here. Another good one, though. Like, the first time I watched it, I liked it more, obviously, because I didn't know what was coming. But still, the second watch, it was just a fantastic piece of content. I'd love to know if Pretty Woman came out before or after this, because it's just...
I think it before. I feel like that's an 80s thing.
Came out before Pretty Woman.
I said that.
Wow, you're right.
Well, no, I figured because it had those little...
Pretty Woman copied this. Came out the year after this episode was out.
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. No, I thought Pretty Woman came out before.
They're so similar. This inspired Pretty Woman.
Really?
They're 1 year apart.
Wow, that's crazy. Anyways, I liked this episode and I really liked the moral of the story. And I am going to give this episode a 0.5.
It's good.
Yeah.
She's right. I like the last episode better, but that's because it had a male lead, I think. This was a better episode. I got to give it the same 8.
That's good.
Because I'm saving my 9s.
I know, me too.
For the one with the guy from Entourage. Not Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon's brother. Yeah. And Brad Pitt. We got some big stars coming.
There's some good ones coming, and John Lovitz. I said that already, but...
Yeah. Okay, well, guys, I don't know if how you found this channel, but this is just the beginning because we got, 7 seasons to get through?
Yeah.
And the last season's the worst. So be sure to subscribe
tuned
for the good stuff because we'll be dropping one of these about one a week. It's the new year here and it's Canada. So we got nothing going on in January, February, March. We'll be humans again. And you're going to be getting a lot of content coming from us on our family channel.
Mm-hmm. That it is.
And then our children will be doing this. And we watch a lot of other shows. Currently, I'm watching this Chippendale show.
Mm-hmm. We are watching it.
Well,
yeah.
I'm the one who's obsessed with Steve Banerjee.
Yeah.
And Kara watches Cold Case.
Cold Case, which is another old show, but excuse me.
First thing in the morning. What a show to pick.
Anyways.
Next, she's going to get a tattoo of the Cold Case lady.
Yeah, I
or
will.
Cold Case on her face.
You know the song, it starts. I can't even do it. Okay, anyways.
All right, guys.
Let's go.
The point of it is be sure to subscribe. Let us know your rating. Let us know your favorite episode. Let us know if she looks like Elizabeth Shue or if this is better than Pretty Woman or any of those things. And I'll see you guys in another video.
Bye.
Bye.